moving on. So ask lots of questions. And the second piece of advice has to do with buffets. If you're going out to a restaurant, how many of you at least once or twice a month would really love that to be a buffet? How many of you are the buffet eaters of the world? The rest of you, you're missing out. Now, of the buffet eaters, do we have the old country buffet crowd? Do we have the Chinese buffet crowd? Breakfast buffet anywhere? Do we have the, I'll just go find a hotel that I bet has a breakfast buffet and just pretend? Some of you are raising your hand. Okay, ethics 101. Okay, we'll add that to the curriculum. Okay. I've always wanted to try to see if I could pull it off, but then I'm like, I feel bad. College is a buffet. And some people think that the way to get your money's worth at a buffet is to eat as much food as possible. And rookie mistake, they go and they take, their 3 favorite foods. They're like, oh yeah, rookie mistake. You take a little bit. You take a little bit. And don't go for the breads. Breads waste of valuable space. Think salmon, yeah. Think, oh wait, not salmon, because sometimes that sits out too long. Think quality lasagna. Think your favorite foods, you take a little bit, and then every trip to the buffet, you try something new, even if you just take that much. And a lot of people are afraid to do that because of this. They default to the comfort. They go for the stuff that they like. And over and over and over, students tell me that they wish someone would have told them, or they wish they would have listened more carefully, the first semester especially, sample the buffet. When it comes to taking classes, when it comes to joining organizations, a lot of people tend to go to the organizational meetings of the groups that they were involved with in high school. When it comes to hanging out with people, either the people they meet at summer orientation or their roommate and a couple people they meet in the residence hall when they move in, boom, that's their friends, boom. How many of you are coming here and other people from your high school class will be attending here? Listen up, listen up. Danger zone. Because of this issue right here. How many of you went to summer camp? How many of you went to summer camp multiple years when you were growing up? Okay, big thing about summer camp. I did 3-4 years as a camper, and some years I went and I didn't know anyone, and some years I went with a couple friends. Which years did I meet the most people? The years when I went knowing no one. And one of the biggest crutches we see with people who come here knowing someone, God forbid you come here with your boyfriend or girlfriend. How many of you have a boyfriend or girlfriend right now that you are just gonna stay together with for sure? Raise your hand. Yeah. Another piece of advice I heard from students, go ahead and break up right now. Because right now you're like, I love you. Oh no, not these days. You're like, yeah, I know, some of you are doing it right now. You're like, oh my God, he needs me texting you. And you're like, I don't text with 2 fingers, duh. Okay, why? I was pretty good at that. I use my trio, so it's like the whole, okay. But sometimes, and of course, I know, I don't mean to scare you. Of course, you might stay with them. But what ends up happening is sometimes we hang on to our high school connections. We hang on to our hometown connections. And we don't want to eliminate them completely. But if you're using them as a crutch, you're missing out. And so sampling the buffet really means trying to meet new people. When you go to class the first time, what a lot of us do, we go to class and we sit and we choose a seat. And then the next time we meet in that class, we go to the same seat. How many of you kind of have a tendency to do that? Yeah. And this is what happens. You come back and then there's someone in your seat, you're like, excuse me. Little thing to do every time you walk into a classroom, your first 2 weeks, sit in a different seat and actually talk to the people next to you. If you are a red person when it comes to talking about politics, you better make darn sure your first couple weeks here, you meet some blue people. And the same if you're a blue person. One of the things that's happening in our society is blue people are hanging out with only blue people and red people are only hanging out with red people. And religion, which used to be, you don't talk about 4 things. In polite company, you don't talk about what? You don't talk about politics, Religion, sex. Thank you, green shirts, for saying sex so loudly. Like, sex! Okay. And money. And it's becoming more okay to talk about that because the way we clump ourselves, that most people agree on all these issues. And part of sampling the buffet is trying to extend that. I noticed some of you, when it had gay straight alliance up here, some of you went, uncomfortable. Actually, some of you freaked out at vagina monologues. I was like, wow, they're squirming at that. Welcome to college. And actually, one of the things, if you are heterosexual, within the first semester, you should try homosexuality. You should just, no, I'm just kidding, relax. Oh my God. I appreciate the 3 parents who are like, we're leaving right now. And then if your parent leaned over and you go, honey, then I don't know what that means. Either come out or I don't know, no. That may get a note from somebody at the end of the orientation. You are encouraging, no I'm not, I'm just like, just make out. I don't mean like go all the way. I just mean hold hands. I don't know, does it, you know, again, nowhere on here is that on there. Did I talk about that on Sunday? I'm pretty sure that was like a random woo. Okay, note to self, reel it in, Paul.